Hey everybody, VK and Mike here with Masada Tactical with another video. Today I wanted to address a topic that came up in a conversation this past week, and that's how to address an attack with a blade. First of all, defining a blade, understand it doesn't have to be a true knife in the context that we typically think of a knife. Anything that can cut you or stab you is an edge weapon that can be used against you. It can be a broken piece of glass, it can be a pair of scissors, forks. You know, I can cut you with a credit card if I really wanted to. So anything that can cause a slash or a puncture is an edge weapon. A few realities that we need to accept before we even discuss how we deal with that tool is A, you're gonna get cut. No hands, if, buts about it. If the individual is actually intending on cutting you, they will be successful in doing so. Our goal is to minimize how many times and where. Obviously, I'd rather get cut once and get cut multiple times, and I'd rather get cut on my arm, let's say, than have some sort of vital organ affected. The other thing we need to remember is that a stab has a potential higher lethality compared to a slash. There are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, slashes go towards extremities, arms, and legs, which are gonna look gnarly, but are not likely to kill you. Again, exceptions would be the carotid arteries around the neck, femoral artery. There are exceptions, but are unlikely in a true event. A stab, on the other hand, typically goes towards the neck or torso, and because of the high concentration of major blood vessels and organs, has a much higher potential lethality. Okay, you can bleed really fast from one of those blood vessels and organs, not even realize it, and be unconscious and dead within fractions of minutes, right? The third thing is that we have to understand a lot of people that got attacked with blades will tell you after the fact that they did not know there was a knife involved in the fight until after the fight. Meaning that in the heat of the moment, you may not know if you're being attacked with a fist or a blade, which means from a response standpoint, I cannot have two different defenses, one against a punch and the other one against a blade. I need to have the same response regardless and have the opportunity built into my defense to reassess, reevaluate, see what it is that I'm dealing with, and then follow up appropriately. Now I'm gonna show a very simplistic way of addressing this just because I know that under stress we become the stupidest version of ourselves, and learning something that is overly complex is not likely to work. That said, I don't want any Filipino knife fighter out there to come after me, fighting me in the sense that, well, we can certainly do more advanced skills than this. Obviously, there's a lot of good skills out there, and I'm gonna show some of those later on as we record more and more videos. But for today, what I want our viewers to see is a really down to earth, in a sense, easy to remember process, okay, principle based, that is gonna hopefully work and keep you safe in the heat of the moment. All you have to remember are 3 steps. You got to block, which is something that's going to happen pretty intuitively. You're going to flinch. What we call the startle response is going to happen. So let your body do its thing and let it block that initial attack. You need to counter, and you got to counter as violently as you possibly can. The idea with the counter is not necessarily to end the fight, although that would be a very welcome outcome, but more than anything is to buy yourself time. If Michael is coming at me with a knife, thinking I'm gonna stab BK, stab BK, stab BK, and all of a sudden he is met with a punch to his face, chances are that now his brain is reassessing and recalculating, reorienting itself, right, to the new piece of intelligence that I just introduced, i.e. my fist, his face, right? And that fraction of a second that he's thinking, what the hell just happened, is the time that I may use to disengage, create space, close the door between us, okay, call for help and do whatever I need to do. And then the third step is reassess, right? I'm gonna block, I'm gonna counter, I'm gonna disengage, and I'm gonna reassess. And by following those processes, hopefully I keep myself safe. So a demonstration of the 3 steps. Again, if Michael is attacking me, I'm gonna startle, flinch, right? That's gonna be my initial block, something my body's gonna do naturally. My body is designed to protect itself, specifically vitals. And as anything comes towards those areas, my body's gonna flinch. Use that to your advantage. Let your body do its thing. Understand that Michael is very likely gonna cut me at this point, even if at no other time other than the retraction itself. I'm still gonna get cut. But again, I'd rather get cut once over getting cut multiple times, and I'd rather get cut in my arm than get stabbed in my neck. Step number 2 is my counter strike here, and I'm gonna violently attack. In this case, it was a hammer fist, but it can be a punch. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's only one counter strike. Because the longer I stay here exchanging shots, the more opportunities Michael has to actually stop and attack me. And I want to minimize those opportunities. So I'm going to block, I'm going to counter, and step number 3 is disengage and reassess. Block, counter, and I'm going to move away. Okay? This point I have the opportunity to see, is he actually holding a knife? Is it just a fist? What are my tactical opportunities? Is there a place for me to run and hide and lock myself behind? Can I call for help? Do I have other tools on me that I can employ? Right? So this is the opportunity where I'm going to do this. Understand that it is not necessarily mandated that Michael is going to stop after the initial stab. He may continue to do this, right? So he may come and I'm going to do this, and I may have to do this multiple times until he actually stops, right? And the idea again with those strikes is that eventually one of those connected, created enough damage, or at the very least got Michael to reevaluate and reassess, do I really want to keep attacking BK, or should I go and either find another victim or give up altogether? Either way, I walk away and survive that encounter. Hope you never have to face anybody with a knife, but in case you do, you have a little bit of tools in your tool belt right now. As always, make sure to follow our social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of the above. Links are going to be in the notes. If you are seeing this week, the week of October 3rd, our grand opening on the Severna Park location is October 9th from 2 to 4. Come and join us. And as always, watch your six.